What's going on, guys? Welcome back. The Stanley Cup playoffs are just days away. So today we're going to be going over my Stanley Cup playoffs bracket. Going to be sharing the predictions and sharing the explanations. See if you guys agree. If you don't agree, obviously, a lot of us are going to have some different brackets here. We're not going to be similar. We're going to have different opinions, but I thought it'd be fun to share mine today. Starting off with the Tampa Bay and Columbus Blue Jackets series. I got to talk about my Blue Jackets. I'm just going to say this. Bobrovsky has been playing lights out lately. Something very, very important, especially playing Tampa Bay going into playoffs, is you're going to need a hot goalie that's going to make a lot of big saves, because these guys are going to get their shots off. They're going to get their quality shots off, and you're not going to stop them. I hate to say it. Tampa Bay is just that loaded. And the other thing about the Blue Jackets that I really like their chances here, being a Blue Jacket fan, I'm very hopeful, is you got all these guys on this team, especially the guys that are going to be here for a while, starting to look like, wow, this really could be our final chance at making a big run. We're going to lose our two best players, arguably a couple more of them. We might not see this time again for a very, very long time, especially considering we're losing draft picks with it. There's nothing that can be a bigger motivation for a team than their backs pressed up against the wall saying, this is it. You're not taking it for granted any further. All that being said, though, this is my straightforward predictions bracket, and it's Tampa Bay in 5. I'm sorry, Columbus. You guys break my heart every year. Maybe this year, if I expect you to lose, we'll do good. Then we have Toronto versus Boston. Boston's 3-1 this year. Boston's only lost to Toronto. It came with, was it Halak in net, I think? Boston wins this one. I think the key, though, if Toronto does want to win this one, I think a lot of us know it. Freddie Anderson has to absolutely stand on his head and, bail out the defense that he's been bailing out now for 2 years, that he continues to seemingly not get credited for, but it's what he does. He's a very good goalie. Carolina versus Washington. Carolina hasn't beaten Washington all year. I don't expect it to change. They're a great story. Honestly, I know some people don't like the post-game stuff. It's good for their organization, their fans, and everything. But Washington, playoff time, they're a good team. I mean, if there's a team that does choke in playoffs, though, don't let that be forgotten after that Stanley Cup year last year. It does happen for Washington, but again, they're over that hurdle now. Washington's going to win this one, and I'm saying in 6. Then we have the Islanders versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's always hard to bet against them Pittsburgh Penguins. New York Islanders, should we call them new to the scene? Not as near. I would just say they don't have near as much playoff experience as the Pittsburgh Penguins do. And it's something about them Penguins, man. When they get into the playoffs, they flip that switch, and it's a different style of hockey for them. I'm saying Penguins in 6. And yes, we had a very common thing here and pick the 6 games thing, because you always pick games and you get credited for them. And I learned one thing. I always pick the games. I'll pick like 6-5, 7-4. And I'll have every single one backwards. I was like, you know what? This year we're going 6 games for everybody. What if 3 games go in 6? That's pretty good. We got Calgary facing the Colorado Avalanche. And I've been riding this Avalanche bandwagon for weeks now. I'm not stopping right now. They're on absolute fire. The scariest teams going into playoffs are the teams that are on absolute fire. Colorado is on fire. I honestly just, how weak this conference has been this year. Calgary is a great team. But, I mean, Colorado's been playing great, and they haven't even had everybody. Let's see what they can do in playoffs, boys. Colorado wins this one in 6. San Jose versus the Vegas Golden Knights, and this series definitely interests me. I feel like if Vegas is the home team here, I could say, you know what, Vegas wins. It's a tough team to play when they got home ice advantage. But this, again, we brought up the Blue Jackets thing. We bring up the same thing with the San Jose Sharks. It feels like an all-or-nothing season for the San Jose Sharks, kind of. They brought over Carlson. Their players obviously getting any younger. I think San Jose's got to step forward this year, and they got to play better, and I think they're going to win in 6. Nashville versus Dallas. It could be a great series. It really could be. These guys playoff or division foes all year long. 3-2 series, I think it's been this year. Nashville does play that very playoff style of hockey, though. In an electric home atmosphere, I'm going to go with them to take this one. Then last but not least, we have the Winnipeg Jets taking on the St. Louis Blues. I love the Jets. I think they're a very talented team, and we're probably a favorite to come out of the West to start the year and, make conference finals, make it the Stanley Cup. But wrong place, wrong time for these guys, in my opinion, man. Jordan Binnington. That's all I have to say. 2 words. He has single-handedly carried this team into playoffs. And I don't mean any disregard to players that are on this team. besides him, but this team was fighting for last place in the league halfway through the season. Since the start of 2019, the Blues are 24-5 with Binnington in net. The Blues win this series in 6. And then as far as our semifinals, conference finals, and Stanley Cup, we will go over them real quickly. I don't really have any in-depth analysis or anything of that nature going on about it because, you know, they obviously couldn't happen. But I had Lightning, I had Bruins. I'm going to take the Lightning again. Very talented team. It's hard to bet against them. If you're being in all seriousness, you want to see, I'm sure there's people that want to see upsets, but Tampa Bay is pretty loaded right now. Then you have Washington and Pittsburgh. I think, once again, Washington struggles to get out of the second round. Pittsburgh takes care of them. And then we see Tampa, Pittsburgh, same story. Tampa Bay stack, conference finals. To the Stanley Cup finals they go. We go over to the Western Conference. We have Colorado. We have San Jose. Again, I'm riding the hot hands in the Western Conference. Colorado beats San Jose. I think it's a close series. Probably goes 7. Then we see St. Louis and we see Nashville. Again, you see those division games. They make for exciting ones. I think the Blues ride the hot hand. We go Blues. We go Avalanche. And yes, we are throwing out the bold predictions for this Western Conference. I think any of these teams have a really good chance to make it, man. But we are going with the St. Louis Blues defeating the Colorado Avalanche. And then we have Blues, we have Lightning, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think it could be a short series. I love the way the Blues have been playing lately, but Tampa Bay, again though, we brought it up. You need a goalie that can stand on his head when they're playing Tampa, and the Blues have that right now. Can he maintain that in the playoffs? That is the difference of a Stanley Cup Finals and a bounce in the first round, in my opinion. We are going with the Lightning, though. You cannot go against the way the Lightning are playing. Lightning with the Stanley Cup champions. That is my bracket. I would love to hear your guys' opinions. I would love to hear your guys' picks. You guys got in the Stanley Cup Finals. I feel like we're going to have a lot of Tampa Bay Lightning. But the Western Conference, that one's going to be interesting. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.